It took a broken rib, a bruised soldier, and an eye hemorrhage for me to realize that it wasn't meant to be. Growing up, we are fed with stories of knights in shining armor coming to rescue the princes in distress. But have you ever wondered why this knight in shining armor is the key to your happiness? Well, neither did I. People who know me have known me as a go-getter, a talkative child turned into an extrovert adult. I have never fallen short of words to express how I felt. But on that night, I lay in silence. I had no questions to ask or answers to give. Something within me broke. And it wasn't my rib, it was my confidence. The 23-year-old me couldn't fathom a life that would be normal after that fateful night. Because normal for me was being in that marriage. Normal for me was making things work. Normal for me over those 2 years was about learning to adjust, adapt, and adjourn any thought that was not in sync with his. You know, it's okay. He's saying sorry. He will not push you again. He will not shout at you again. And here comes the bummer of them all. You know, he lost control, but deep down he really loves you. It is at that moment I realized that it was not my confidence that had broken. It was my ability to think and understand the gravity of the situation I was in. I am happily married today with a supportive family, a loving husband, and an adorable kid, all of whom are really proud of who I am and the person I have become. But do you know what I cherish the most? It is my financial independence. It took me 3 days to get up, brush my teeth, comb my hair, and call home. And it took my parents only 12 hours to rescue me from that place. I was fortunate. Not every girl is. Not every girl has that person she can call to rescue. Do you know 1 in every 2.5 women in India is facing or has faced some form of domestic violence or abuse? It can be emotional, verbal, physical, financial. The reason why they cannot remove themselves from that situation is because either they have seen it growing up and are desensitized to it, it's their normal, or they do not have a support system to fall back on. And in some cases, they have never seen such a thing and do not know how to react or act or take care of themselves if something like this happens. I fell in the latter category. In my parents' pursuit to give me perfection, they instilled in me obedience. In their attempt to provide for me at every step of the way, they instilled in me gratefulness towards them. And in their own way, to give me a very safe and secure, protected environment, they instilled in me dependence. But it was now up to me to not take this privileged upbringing for granted. After 15 days of tending to my wounds, when I got a call from my then employer to move to a different city and take up a completely new role, I seized that opportunity in 8 seconds. And that was the first decision of my life I had taken on my own for myself. I didn't look over my shoulder or ask for permission. I had worked hard for that and I deserved that position. And it was going to be my journey to walk on from there. If there is one skill that I believe every woman should instill, it is being resilient. Because it is in this journey from obedience to resilience, I found and I learned how to push back, create space for myself, and create this dignity and work that, that I deserve and stand for it. We all talk about independence, but do we really realize what true independence is all about? It is not financial freedom or the ability to live alone, party late, live on your terms. It is much more than that. It is about having the courage to walk away from something that doesn't serve you, to understand what your true worth is, what you deserve, and stand for it. In a very small sense, it is about choosing to be silent and not to be silenced. That is what true emotional independence or empowerment is all about. Some journeys are going to be short and some are going to be long. But the one to finding your own identity is going to be sweetest of them all. I started my own business when my son was 6 months old. Not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. I wanted to get that financial independence back again. The journey of my startup is a story for another day. But it is in this quest to finding this independence, finding this happiness, I realized that my independence or my happiness, it is not somebody else's obligation to me. It is my duty to myself. And in this journey of life, we will be facing a lot of obstacles. But how we choose to react to these obstacles is what will define who we are. And in that moment, I chose to be brave and not bitter about my experiences. I learned to speak and not stay quiet about it. I learned to share and not hide from my past. And it is in these small steps that I was taking along the way, I realized that I had found my emotional empowerment. I was at peace. I would like to end it up by saying just one thing, that working on yourself is never going to be easy. But do you know, dependence, it's much harder. I am my own strength. I am my own shield. In the darkness of the night, I found my power to wield, not in a knight's arms and never in a savior's embrace. I found my true courage in the reflection of my own face. In the reflection of my own face. Thank you.